Yo, welcome to episode 13. We're gonna get JP on here in just a moment. Let's see if we get him in here. What's up, the Riches? How y'all doing? Good to see you guys. Hey, Craig. All right, let's get JP in here. How's everyone doing today? There we go. What's up, Han Fan? And we'll get JP in here. There's the man.
Hey,
What's up, dude?
what's up, guys? How's my lighting here? Is this okay?
Yeah, you look beautiful. It's terrific. The beanie and everything is good. Um, Thanks, little mementos and Daniel. Sorry to hear you're hungover, the Riches. But thanks for joining us, even though you're hungover. So we got episode 13 here, and I'll let JP do one introduction there.
Hey, my name's JP. I'm a photographer from the Bay Area.
Oh, come on, yeah.
That was my little intro there.
As your little intro. I've been really digging the COVID portraits project you've been working on.
Thank you, thank you. That was yeah, it was like a small project. It started out as a small project at first, and then I just wanted to kind of document my friends, and take their portraits, and then it just kind of, I don't know, a little bit bigger now, I guess. I started reaching out to a lot more people. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's a hell of a photographic community out there in the Bay Area. It's kind of amazing.
for sure, for sure. I didn't realize I'm already following a lot of the people that kind of like lived around me, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, and so that's when I slowly started reaching out.
I
I
mean,
started asking them.
you've got the infamous Cinedar camera in your arsenal now. That's kind of amazing.
Oh, look at it's Dave's Super D right there.
Yeah, that's why Dave's one of my favorite people. I love that dude.
For sure. When I started getting into 4x5s, I reached out to him, and he was kind enough to let me hang out with him for the day and kind of just like teach me how to use that camera. Yeah,
And now it's your camera.
yeah, for sure.
I love
It was
that.
it was that one. It was just I just got my
Oh,
crown grab at the time. And then I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know anything about 4x5s, and he, yeah, he just like let me hang out for the day. Went to go visit him, and just like he taught me everything I knew about 4x5s.
yeah. I got to spend a bunch of time with them in Texas. They came out for Policon there, and we he crashed at Armand's with me, and we got to spend a lot of good time, getting to know each other. I miss the travel days.
For sure, dude. I was talking to him about Policon Bay Area, and I think that's when COVID started to hit.
Yeah,
And I think it started that weekend, and I wanted to come out and join you guys, but we were like so restricted, especially here in the peninsula at that time. And yeah,
yeah, it was wild. Like, I was there for the Policon Bay Area, and I'd never seen San Francisco like that before ever. Like, it was weird seeing it so quiet and not seeing lineups everywhere and not seeing it busy. And Yeah, it was just so crazy. Like as the weekend progressed, it just got like deader and deader.
Is that when they started shutting the city down when you guys had
Yeah. Yeah,
okay
like we were out on the photo walk in Oakland and
right
Brian got the call from the taco spot being like, "Yo, if you guys aren't here by like 4:30, you're boned. Like no tacos. Like you get here before 4:30, we'll lock the doors behind you. But like if you don't make it here before then, no tacos and beer for you guys." Like
also I was I was kind of confused with the schedule for Policon for that weekend. I know it was like supposed to be a meet on Friday, and then the photo walk was Saturday or Sunday or something like
the
that.
photo walk was on Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, the last day. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you guys like I've been following um, your Instagram live, and you guys keep talking about it. How that was like the weekend before everything got shut down. You know, like at least you guys were able to visit and travel for a little bit.
Yeah, it was nice to see like some of my favorite homies like one last time, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, you know, it's not the Canadian government's not talking about opening the border up anytime soon. Um, just given how awesome y'all's government's handling the pandemic. Yeah.
Don't even start with that, dude. It's like you can feel from like here coming into the weekend, especially with the election coming up, and you can tell like there's so much. I don't know, like people are just a little bit scared, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Like,
all about COVID, 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 COVID.
yeah, for sure, dude. It was like
Yeah.
we're definitely starting to feel it coming into November 3rd.
The Technicolor Poop says the GOAT, the greatest dude.
That's
Yep.
that's Chris, one of the local guys. Big shout out to the local Bay Area film gang over here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel I also got to give a shout out to like the infamous Brian Brooks and Jesse over at Underdog Film Labs in Oakland. If you guys ever need processing anywhere in Americas,
Yeah,
look up Underdog Film Lab. They take mail in.
I was able to. It's funny. I had reached out to Brian for one of the portraits. Um, I didn't realize. Yeah, like he was one of the guys. Like such a nice guy. Um, I didn't realize like so many local people are around me. Like Brian was one of them.
Yeah, you've got an amazing community there. Like it was kind of wild to meet a bunch of the people when I was there for Policon Bay Area. Like it was cool to meet some new people, see some old faces. Like it was nice to catch up with Gene. Cool to meet like Vince and get to know Brian a bit more because I met Brian at Policon um, 4 in Texas, and someone's asking if that's a 500C behind you there.
It's an ongoing joke. They know damn well that's a 500C, and then they're like, "Oh, it's just a 500C. It's not a CM."
Do people razz you about your gear?
Yeah, it's like an inside joke about how it's just a 500C basically. That's my boy Edison right there.
It's still a Hassie though, man. So
I actually got that for a really great price. It had a broken body. That's what it
okay.
was. You need to get like CLA. It needed to get CLA, but the guy, instead of just selling me the body, he sold me the lens and the back with it. So I was able to buy it for cheap, get it CLA'd, and working for a good price.
That's not bad. Yeah, film gear is getting like so expensive lately.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a lot of it would be like the reviews on YouTube and like how like a lot of the YouTubers are trying to shoot like the um, medium format cameras, and for sure you start to see the price go up on eBay. I mean, not to say that they were cheap to begin with, but definitely they're still coming up. You know.
Yeah, they've shot up a ton. Like, I mean, when I bought my F5 like 3.5 years ago, I got
Yeah.
it for like 250, and
Wow.
yeah, and now I'm seeing them like, 400 to 600 bucks. Like it's crazy.
Dude, 8x10. You're you're picking
Yeah,
one.
eight. So Armand's holding on to an 8x10 for me, and that's the next adventure for me. Is I want to do 8x10 for Polaroids, but also for tintype.
For sure. Um, Someone designed this 8x10 3D printed camera. It's kind of like scalable 4x5, 5x7, and 8x10.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
but I'm so scared to even start a print because I know I'm just gonna want to buy a real one and then just like dive deep down into it. I was like, I don't
Well,
want
so I've got Matt Stoffel from Kodak is going to be on next week, and he was talking to me about a dude that's shooting 8x10 Ektachrome. And like, dude, could you imagine 8x10
to. Yeah.
positive? Like,
Dave Dave showed me a few of his 4x5 slide films, and they're amazing. A lot of his like skate park um, shots. It's really great. I
yeah,
can only imagine that on
on an
8x10.
8x10, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure.
so I don't watch too many like YouTuber photography things.
Oh man, I'm
Or
all up.
some of them have like really, I don't know. There's just too much that's like a bit the same, but I kind of get a kick out of that Grainy Days dude. Just like his
JP.
delivery and like just like he's sort of cheesy, but his 8x10 video.
Oh, the one when he made it all dramatic. I was like, oh, this is my first time shooting it.
Yeah, where he's like, I think I died, or maybe I shit my pants or something. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
but yeah, that made me want to shoot 8x10 even more. Like, I mean, the original dude that made me want to get into 8x10 was Jason Lee, but haven't got there yet. I got the 4x5. One day I'll bump it up. Craig says he shoots an F100. Those are dope cameras. I have an F100 that I use for mostly doing black and white. It's like my second camera. I love that thing a ton.
Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to get into was tintype. Um, I saw that one guy on YouTube how he does it on the side of the street in his van.
Yeah.
That's so sick just to be able to do it right then and there.
Yeah, like so there's these dudes that I saw in Denton at Pullacon 3 called Project Barbatype. And yeah, Stephanie, I agree. Jason Lee is the goat.
Yeah.
Um, but they have like a little sort of, it looks like an art easel, but it's a tent. And that's where they do all the stuff inside this little tent. So they can like totally set up super portable. And what they used to do in the old world was they go to like barber competitions and shit and shoot like crazy mustaches and beards and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then Brian Giesbrecht, he's Theory of a Brian on Instagram. He's like a really good homie that shoots a ton of tintype, and he uses like a an ice fishing tent
Yeah.
to do his stuff inside.
I saw a couple of people even turn their vans into like a mobile darkroom.
Yeah.
They do it on location. Like I don't even know where to start. Like having a bathroom for it, you know, it's like just having a dedicated darkroom in your van would be so sick. Just like drive around everywhere and just shoot.
It'd be wicked awesome. And then speaking of devil, there's Matt. We were just talking about 8x10 there, Matt. Thanks for joining in. So you should just bite the bullet and go 8x10, man.
Yeah, no, we were definitely talking about it. We were like, we're always visiting the Intrepid website for 8x10, and then I'm like looking at eBay for, I don't know, and I'm kind of doing the costs in my head of like developing and for
Don't
film.
do that. Don't think about the cost. Just do it.
Until you get there, yeah, for sure.
Like
I
it's
like the way you think. Yeah, for sure.
well, my photo mentor was trying to get, yeah, what is money? I don't know. It's a tool to buy more film. My photo mentor was trying to convince me to buy a 20 by 20 Deerdorf, um,
Wow.
which I was like, okay, 4 by 5 to 20 by 20 is that's I don't know if I'm ready to make that leap yet because I haven't gone to quite 8 by 10 yet. So
Sure, sure. What
yeah.
would you even what do you shoot on the 20 by 24? Like,
Well, so you can custom order you can custom order film and paper from Ilford because they do like a once a year run of like custom stuff for like big shit like that. But that one was set up to do tin types.
I think who did a video on that? Matt Mirage from Film Photography. I forgot the company, but uh, I think he made a video about how you can order custom size film from Ilford.
Yeah, what they do a once a year big ass run, and um, Stephanie says just make the jump,
Yeah,
dude.
that's the one. Yeah, Film Photography Project. He does large format Fridays.
That's wild. I mean, the largest format camera that I saw was at Policon 3, and it was a trailer cam that this dude made out of like a fucking car trailer.
Oh shit.
And it's like half of the trailer is the camera and the other half is a dark room. And like when he's trying to focus and like, frame it up, he has to like back the truck backwards and forwards and like
So
move
is it like a fixed focus lens and you gotta like drive
yeah. He kind
forward?
of has
That's
to,
crazy, dude. That's amazing.
yeah.
Like, can you
Like,
not move, please? So, like, just kind of like reverse back and forth, you know?
well, and the lens is wild too because it's a industrial and larger lens, so it's like that fucking big. Like it's just huge. He needs like a ton of light for it. Maybe one of the other Polar peeps on here can remember the dude's name. I'm drawing a blank on it right now, but maybe like Stephanie or Jana might remember who the trailer camera dude was. It was immense, and his photos are like beautiful. Like he's got it down to where he can do a direct positive print um, in like 3 minutes or something.
So, would it be like instant film also that he does on location? Is that what's happening?
Kind of. So like he'll take the shot on direct positive photo paper and then just like develop it inside of
Got
the
it.
darkroom. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like an instant-ish.
because it's
But
already there. It's the back of the truck.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
What's up, Armand? And thank you. It's Ian Ruther is the gentleman that it was. Yeah, two people confirm that. So look up that guy. His photos are beautiful. Like he does a lot of like landscape nature photography with the big ass trailer camera.
Yeah, I saw a couple of they're just memes of people having like really big cameras on like trailers and shit. But I never really like bothered looking into any of those. You know, it's just like, oh man, it's a big ass camera. You know what I mean? But now that like we're talking about 8x10, 20 by 24, you're kind of like, man, like how would they have something like that? Like, where do you even park that thing, dude? Like a dedicated shed for it.
Well, it's a trailer, so you just park it wherever you want, and then he has like a cover for the lens on the back. So it looks like a car trailer to like anyone that doesn't know. Stephanie also says we should check out Brendan Barry. He makes cameras out of anything like blocks of cheese. That sounds hilarious. Um, and if you want to check out Ian's stuff, it's www.ianruhter.com. he definitely has some beautiful work. It's worth checking out for sure.
Um, I was actually I'm printing that it's an Instax holder that you can put inside like your film packs, I guess.
Oh,
Like
that was the one you had on your stories the other day for like the
right,
Polaroid for the
right.
passport.
Yeah. So I guess the original idea for that was it's meant for land cameras, but obviously it'll fit any of the 4x5 holders.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about picking up a land camera. Like, do you have like any suggestions to like keep it cheap
So
and
if
doesn't
yeah, keep
necessarily
it
break the bank? You know?
to keep it cheap, just like a nice decent one. The Land 250 is a really nice one. Um,
Land 250.
yeah, the Land 250. It it's nice because oh well yeah the one nine but that's not budget wise. So someone says the 195, but like 195 that's like a super dope expensive crazy one. 250 you can find fairly cheap. Um, you have to do a battery hack on him. Here actually just a sec. Let me go grab my 250.
Addison, let me borrow yours instead, dude.
Yeah, so this is the 250 here. Um, it looks like all the land cameras look pretty much the same, but the 250 is more of like a premium one because instead of like plastic body and stuff like that, it's got metal body, which the 180s and the 195s also have, except like they're going to be like probably triple or quadruple or more the price of like one of these guys. Um, but what's nice about the 250 and what a lot of people poach them for is they have this Zeiss viewfinder on them. So it's a single view viewfinder. So a lot of the other land cameras have one view hole where you look to compose the image and then another one for focusing. But with the 250, because it's got the Zeiss finder, it's a single view. So when you look through it, you do the composing and the focusing through it. So just to get started with land cameras to fuck around, like the 250 is definitely not a bad camera.
For sure.
Um, I definitely I like it. I've got a couple 250s, and it's also kind of nice too because like I figured out that you can just use the PC port with any sort of flash here, so you don't have to fuck around with like the flash bulbs. So I got this like get up where I put this like thing on the bottom so that I could like throw on. I have like a Nikon SB600.
Right,
I have
right
like
above that thing.
a hot shoe adapter for it, and then it looks like this crazy contraption because like the flash sits like way up here and shit. But the photos with it turn out really fucking nice. So, if you want to get started on these ones and you don't want to spend a ton of money, I would definitely say look for 250. And then if you do find a 250 and later on you want to upgrade to like a 195 or a 180, the thing that's nice about that is you can poach the Zeiss viewfinder off of it and put that on the 195 or the
On the
180.
195.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people do is they buy the 250s to steal the Zeiss viewfinder. Um, the one
Gotcha.
thing that you'll probably have to do though, because these use like a weird like 6-volt battery or something, is you'll have to do a sort of like battery hack. So buy like a little battery holder like this, and then just connect it to the battery leads.
Gotcha. Okay, that
So
makes sense.
like a triple cell, a triple A holder will make it work. The 180s and the 195s don't require batteries because those ones are fully manual. So you set the shutter and aperture and everything on them. Whereas the 250 is an automatic camera, so it needs to have battery power so that you can use the electric eye that does like aperture control and shutter and all of that. Um, yeah, they're decent little cameras though to get started. If you just want to fuck around with like the Instax back. I still shoot pack film with it because I've got like a pack film left that I'm kind of going through. But I'm curious to see how your experiences with that 3D printed Instax back or that Instax holder go because it'd be kind of cool to still keep using this guy once I run out of pack film.
I actually shot a couple of them. One was on my speed because I just got this bull lens.
Oh, nice.
Um, so yeah, so I just got that bull lens. I wanted to test it out. Came out decent. This is from that 3D printed holder. At least there's no
Oh, nice.
light leaks, you know.
That was pretty sweet.
Um,
Someone says an unboxing on Discord later, please.
um, I have it on this thing now,
Oh,
but
nice.
I haven't. I tried testing it out yesterday, but I don't know how to adjust the flash on this. So the Instax being 800 speed, everything's just like blown out, you know. Um, so I still got to do some testing with that, but at least I know that um, there's no light leaks on that holder itself.
Maybe put a filter or something in front
I
of.
tried actually. I put this gaffer's tape, and then it was just a little bit underexposed. So I got to find like the middle ground
Yeah,
for it.
put like some sort of ND or something on it.
I honestly don't know how to mount an ND on this thing right
You
here.
can you can buy sheets of ND paper, like it comes like a gel.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because this is how you adjust the flash. For it, there's this knob in the back, but it doesn't do anything. It's just like the output for the flash is just like at 100 the whole time.
Yeah, I mean those cameras are kind of weird because like I have a two lens mini passport,
Yeah.
and it's like the most useless, infuriating camera that I own, but I fucking love it because it makes some cool images. Like this is I do like these diptych kind of things with it.
Nice.
They're kind of neat.
Yeah, this one has the option to either to shoot. So it's always gonna be 4 frames, and then it's up to you if you want to shoot like one photo for all of them. It's like for the passports, basically, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I just want to keep shooting it. It's so fun to shoot, but I don't want to keep buying film packs at like $90 a pop now. I don't know how
It
much they're going for now. They're like so expensive.
Yeah, I think that the 90 sounds about right because I think the last packs that sold at the camera store that I go to went for like 120 Canadian.
Wow.
And like the last packs I bought from a camera store, I think I paid 60 each and I only bought two of them because I was like, oh, like holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember finding some on eBay last year for like 35 a pop, and but you had to buy like I think I bought 8, and I was like, I thought that was already expensive at the time.
Dude,
I didn't know they were just gonna keep going up right now. You know,
that's hella cheap.
now that you think about it, right? That's like that's how it's cheap. But back then, you're kind of like, fuck that, dude. It's like it used to be $10 a pack. You know, like
Yeah, well,
for
and I
what
mean,
I've heard.
that's why I fucking hate Fuji so much. I,
Yeah, like I barely started shooting film early last year, so I don't know like the full story of what you guys went through when everything had shut down and there's like impossible projects that's supposed to do something.
Oh, to like, yeah, Impossible did their thing to bring Polaroid back, and like that's a hell of a story there, just in
Got it.
itself, like them saving Polaroid. But then Florian Caps, the guy that started Impossible, tried to do the same thing for pack film, but Fuji basically told him to go piss up a pole, and so he had to take a different approach, and that's where one instant happened because he was like, well, instead of trying to make a new pack film, like let's make a film compatible with pack film cameras so that you can still keep shooting them once pack film goes away.
Isn't Doc working with a company now.
Yeah, so that's Super
It's
Sound.
like,
And Sunny D says here, you just started shooting film last year? Question exclamation.
yeah. So it was around February of last year, I think. I got this little Minolta X700, and then someone showed me a Holga, and so I was like, what the hell is medium format, you know? So like I got this little like Diana F plus and skipped 35 altogether, and then I started looking into it a little bit more, um, and just started buying all these cameras.
Yeah, I see
this
you've got a pretty healthy collection going on there.
this is
The
so
Fisher
I have
Price.
this thing for double stroke cameras. Um, this being one of them, this Fisher Price 110 that like you gotta advance it twice to shoot, but it's just like straight up a toy, and that's what Technicolor Poop was asking about.
You made someone very happy with that one. There's like a big like yes.
For sure, dude. Like someone actually bought this thing for like $15. Dummy.
Dude, I love 110 film. I've got like one of those little tiny Minolta SLR 110. It's the most hilarious fucking camera ever because it's like so tiny, but it's like a real SLR.
I got this Pentax 110. It's also a double stroke.
Oh, nice.
I think like Kyle McDougal did a review on it. It's pretty cool, dude.
I think Brandy's like 110 is infuriating. It is, but it's adorable. And then Stephanie also says famous format is making new 55 for 4x5 cameras, which is dope. Yeah, like the new 55 stuff. That's something I've been wanting to order and fuck around with a bunch because they're making some cool stuff there at famous format. So if you're into like the 4x5 like you are deeply, I would definitely check them out because they're even making their own version of Ready Load stuff, which is really
I
fucking
I saw Nick Carver's video, and he was shooting some of those 4x5 film
yeah.
by famous format. Yeah, but I don't understand how that works. So he was able to develop it right then and there after he shot it. So it's like a semi
So
instant film.
it is an instant film. It's they're trying to recreate Type 55, which was a Polaroid peel apart.
Got it.
But it was like a really large peel apart. Like yeah, this is a Type 55 shot here.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like it was a dirty pull, so it still has like all of the stuff attached to it.
Sure.
But the new format, like so the original stuff they were making, you had to like bring fix and stuff with you because you had to
Right.
fix the negative like on site if you wanted to keep it. But apparently like the latest formula that they're working on doesn't require you to like bring fixer along with you. Like it fixes itself like the Type 55 used to. So I definitely want to try that stuff. But I'm also like stoked on their ready load stuff because they're doing a bunch of like preloaded Portra and I think they might have been doing some like Actar Ektachrome and some like black and white films. Um, 'Cause that's the only like I'm really lazy. That's the only thing that bugs me about shooting like real film in my 4x5 is like loading the holders up and taking the holders to the lab and fucking around with that shit.
For
Like the
sure.
ready load is so much nicer because like you just shoot it and you take the packet out and then you take the packet to your lab and just do it.
What's his name? Someone just recently told me about ready loads, and
Yeah.
so I bought some last month, and I haven't shot them yet.
Oh shit, what kind of ready load do you find?
It's give me a sec.
I mean, also guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat there too.
Yeah,
Always
please, if you
keep
guys
an
have any questions. So it's this thing.
Is it Ektachrome?
It's Ektachrome 100 plus.
Oh, nice. Is it the one that does it have two shots in each packet, or is it a single shot one?
I think it's a single shot. Yeah, it's a single sheet packet.
Okay, yeah, because I found out the hard way that the double sheet ones you have to use like the Kodak holder for it. That
So it's specific to that double holder
yeah,
one.
'cause I kind of fucked up a double load one, so I had to find like a Kodak one to use the double load sheets. But the single load sheets, you can use even a Polaroid holder to shoot those ones.
Sorry, dude. I was looking for my holder. It's somewhere in the garage. I don't know where it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I'm just finding out about I'm still finding out new film stocks that got discontinued. You know, like Ektachrome 100G or whatever this was. I didn't even know
Um,
that existed. Um, and then I just recently found out about Portrait 400 black and white. Like
Yeah, the
that
Portrait
was a
Printer
thing,
black
you
and
know?
white is so cool. Another one that's like my all-time favorite long dead film is Agfichrome RS 1000. It's a really fucking cool film, and I have some of it that like expired in like 1988 in the early 90s and stuff like that, and it still
That's when it
shows.
got discontinued, like in the 90s.
Yeah, it got discontinued I think in the late 90s, but like I found a bunch of it that like expired in like 88 and like 91 and 95 and stuff. And it's all shot so nicely. Like not a lot
Uh,
of color shift in it. It's a really cool film. Like there yeah, like film is really cool because like all of that old expired stuff, you can get some really cool janky results from it.
for sure. Um, yeah, I haven't shot this yet. I want to shoot this soon. Especially it's like it's ready to load out. I don't need to preload it. I hate preloading 4x5, dude. I even have the Graphmatic back, the six
Oh,
in
the
one.
six shot one?
Yeah, so I have one of those, but even that one's just like I don't want to go in my dark bag and then like do that whole mess, dude. Like
I
I
hate
remember you mentioned one time how it feels hella weird to like have, dude, for
yeah.
sure, man.
I get wicked anxiety using the dark bag, 'cause like my hands start getting all like weird and warm, but the rest of my
Yeah.
body's okay temperature, and it starts making me have like an anxiety attack.
Dude, I even have the big one, the tent looking one. It's not just like a dark bag. It's like an
Oh shit.
actual big one. And even now, just because when it was mainly for the 4x5 film, because you needed a little bit more room in
Yeah.
there. Um, but yeah, even with that big ass bag, I still feel so weird, especially like with just like a little 35 millimeter and like all that room to work with. It's like I don't know what to do with my hands. It feels so weird, you know.
I mean like just dark stuff in general is kind of a weird thing. And Brandy says expired film for the win, which I
Yeah,
agree.
for
Um,
sure.
I'm part of a gallery collective, and they have like an actual like film changing room that you can like walk into that's like completely blackout dark. Um, and I'll load my 4x5 holders in there, but it starts to feel weird after a while, like when you're just in this like dark room and it's like this creepy old ass building, and I usually go there late at night, and it's like, I hear like
Yeah,
creepy noises and shit, and it's like, is there fucking
yeah,
ghosts
for
in here
sure.
with me or something? Like, what the
No, I hear you, man. Even like in my bathroom, sometimes I just turn off all the lights and just do it by hand, like in the open.
yeah,
Just I don't want to fuck around inside a dark bag. It's just
like little camp tents for elves. Yeah, they are, but like torture tents for elves because it gets
no,
and
that's what I have, Sunny. That's what I have. I have those big tent-looking ones, um, and even with that, it's super fucking like it's so weird, dude. I don't know.
yeah, it's kind of it's definitely a weird thing. But I mean, film's fun that way. You get to do all
For
these
sure.
things. Have you started fucking around with printing your photos yet? Like doing like black and white prints or anything?
No, I was supposed to take a class um, at one of the locations in San Francisco, but COVID hit.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like this whole thing of like developing black and white, and then after that, then you start printing your stuff. But yeah, then COVID hit and everything was put on hold.
Damn.
But that was
That's
definitely one of like the that was the next step for sure.
that'll be a whole new addiction for you, man. Like,
Yeah, dude, I'm like, I know a few people that have them, and like, man, like I don't have room for that. Like, I don't want to dive in and get them in larger. Like, where am I gonna put that thing? You know what I mean?
yeah, so I thought the same thing, but then like a really cheap Nikkor enlarger came across my radar and I bought it and then I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with
Yeah,
this?
Paul,
Uh,
that's a spot. Yeah, it's the Harvey Milk spot.
oh nice.
They were
I'll
offering
want to
classes
take that
there.
class as well too. I think I'm just gonna put it on my toilet.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like I kind of have this bathroom here where I do all my developing, and I feel like if I just move everything to the side, I'll have like one spot dedicated to it. And it's just gonna make it work. Just make it work, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Armand has like a really cool, intimate dark room in the Denton Camera Exchange there. You don't need a lot of space to make it happen.
For sure. So if
'Cause
any of you guys are selling enlarger,
hit him up. Someone says that Hanfan says that they have an enlarger you can borrow. So that sounds like an enabler right there.
yeah, for sure.
So is the Harvey Milk Photo Center that you were looking at doing that thing at?
Yeah, they were they're close enough, and the last time I checked their schedule, they it would definitely work with mine. So yeah, definitely wanted to do it with those guys.
I mean, maybe hit up Brian too.
Yeah, I've been meaning to actually contact Brian. Kind of I wanted to visit Underdog Labs in Oakland, but I
Yeah.
kind of want to make sure that he's there too. Just like I don't want to like get in there and then just dip. Like I want to chop it up with those guys too. You know,
Yeah, like hit him up because like I'm sure Brian and Jesse would love to have you there and show you around. Like
for sure.
it sounds like it's a hell of a lab. And if you're in the Bay Area, Oakland, they sell film now. So, go buy some film from them.
We saw that. Yeah, for sure. That was that's pretty big. Because I know for a while they're just a lab, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're really blowing up. And Paul says that he loves your portraits. They look amazing.
Thank you, thank you. Um, Paul, I think you're local to to us also, right? Like you're also in the Bay Area. I have to like contact you one of these days so we can go do something.
Yeah, Paul's been an OG like you. He's been around since like episode 1 with Jason Moore. And yeah, I appreciate you hanging in for like whatever this thing is turning into.
I think just a place for people to like to talk shop about photography, especially like in this weird ass time. Like I'm all about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm part of a couple of Discord servers and group chats dedicated to like film photography,
Yeah.
and I dig it so much from people just kind of like sharing their work or someone just kept on sending us eBay links for expired films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm all about it, dude. You know, so this is definitely I'm big on this kind of thing. Like I want to keep watching, and also the people that you have in your the guests that you have in your show is also some great photographers, man.
I I've been really lucky to meet some really amazing people. Um, and this has been like going through the whole photography chat process has been a bit of a humbling thing to actually realize like how amazing these people I've met really are and in how many of them there are. Like it's kind of wild like the lineup that I have going into November of people that are going to be on is kind of exceptional. Like, you know, Matt's going to be on next week from Kodak. And then Megan Shoots Film is going to be on. She's in the Bay Area now. Um,
Yeah, so I actually had contacted her. I still gotta set up a day to meet up with her, but I was definitely gonna take your portraits also.
Definitely, like her work
Yeah,
is so amazing. Like she does
for
some
sure.
unholy things with Ektar. Like it's really wild.
I was listening to Analog Talk podcast, and her episode was so good. Just like how they were talking about her work and her like the photos that she takes underwater and shit. It was just so great.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. Like I've been very lucky to meet some rad peeps. You know, her being one of them, and it's been cool just how interested people are to like you know be part of this as well too. Like one person I'm really stoked to have on is Grant Britton's going to be on in December.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm
He,
really
he,
excited to have him on.
I saw his interview with Dave. Dave has an interview with him in his YouTube channel, um, along with a couple of other people like Adam Goldberg. I think Adam Goldberg. You should
Yeah,
have that guy. I think
he
that guy's work is amazing. Dude. Like his double exposure work. Like I dig it so much.
his work is so good, and it was funny like just seeing him in the virtual Policon, and then I just started watching Fargo a little bit ago, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking loved his character in Fargo. It was funny because I was like, I just saw you in Policon videos, and now I'm seeing you be this like murderer guy on a TV show.
Have you reached out to Jason Lee? Yeah. See if we
Um,
can have him on.
so I haven't wanted to really bug him about that yet, but you know, maybe one day. You know,
That would be nice.
yeah, he's a busy dude. Like we chat every now and then about you know, just rando stuff, but he's been busy with like the book releases and stuff, and I've
He
been
did
talking.
just release like a pre-order for his book, right?
Yeah, so there's the black and white works that he just released on Stanley Barker, and that looks
Yeah.
really cool. I got on that pre-order, and then he helped Raymond with Raymond's Polaroid book. That I think there's still some copies there. So if you're into Polaroids, I would definitely check out Film Photographic and get on that pre-order for Raymond's book. It's Time Zero photos from I think 2007 to 2018 and it looks beautiful. It's a limited print run. They're only doing 500 copies of it, and I think still a few left. And it's really reasonably priced. I think they're like 55 bucks or something. And it's like a hard bound, like made in California book.
Yeah.
Is like one of the cool things with a lot of like all of Jason's books on film photographic is like they want them built in the US. So like the Plainview book that Jason put out in 2018 that was printed and bound in Texas, and it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful book. So yeah, I'd definitely like to have him on one day. I'd like to have Raymond on. You know, I also like just having my local homies on sometimes too, because you know there's a lot of like hidden talent out there of you know people that may not be like you know semi-famous or famous that are also producing some great
For
works.
sure. So a lot of underrated photographers, like you wouldn't even know that's local to
Yeah.
us. Um, yeah, that's like one of the main things that I definitely found out looking into. So
Oh, I think you're buffering a bit there. Oh, there. I think you're back a little bit more. You're buffering a bit. Your internet connection got janky for a second.
What about now?
Oh, we're all good now.
Yeah. A few of the people that I've shot, they actually like I've never met them, and they live like maybe 15 minutes away from me, and like looking at their work, you're like, oh my god, you guys are fucking amazing photographers. You know what I mean? Like definitely like some underrated photographers around
Yeah,
here.
there's a ton of underrated photographers. Hey, Casper, thanks for joining. And oh, what's up, Amy? Paul also says, check out Henry Wessel. Henry Wessel's photos are
For
really
sure.
beautiful.
Yep.
That's great work. And Brandy says that these talks just make her miss photo meets and meeting all the cool people face to face. I
Yeah.
agree. Like, I miss that being able to see people face to face and chat with people. Like, that's one of the big reasons why I love the Policons is it's an amazing thing for that. And I appreciate Paul said here, a place for like minds is such a relief and keeps him positive and happy.
Sure.
So glad to offer that, Paul. You know, it's helped me out too through the pandemic. It's been a really weird year.
Dude, tell me about it. Yeah, for sure, man. I know someone that lives like in Germany, and she would typically come visit the Bay Area, like visit her family around this time, and she's
Yeah,
like so depressed about it. It's like, man, like I miss people. Like she would be here right now shooting with us. Yeah, I get it. Hopefully, when this all ends, we can do like one big meet, photo meet.
definitely. Like I miss that so much. Like just being able to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna find a cheap flight and come hang out with some friends for the weekend and just
For
go
sure.
shooting somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I definitely took that shit for granted in the before time.
But I think that was pretty cool though that you guys were able to kind of test your luck at that last weekend of like you guys took that
Yeah,
risk and it paid off. You know what I mean? Like that's like I
it
wish
was
like I was local and I couldn't even go.
there was a ton of people that bailed and I thought about it for a minute. I was like, should I? Like, this COVID thing seems to be like taking off a little bit. But I was like, everything's paid for and the flight's non-refundable. So I was like, fuck it,
Yeah,
let's just do this. And then when I got there, some of my other friends were all like, yeah, we thought the same thing. We are gonna bail, and then we're just like, fuck it, let's just
yeah, just do it.
see what happens. And yeah, it was wild, man. Like when we were taking the ferry over to Oakland, the
Yeah,
ferry like cruised past the pandemic cruise ship, like that one that was like docked for like
the one
weeks.
that yeah,
Yeah. And it's like, there's like patient zero of cruise ships over there.
for sure.
That was kind of fucking weird to see. And it was also just like kind of surreal flying home Monday morning because my flight was supposed to be in the afternoon and it got bumped to like one of the early morning flights. And I guess they bumped like everyone that day onto the early flights and they got rid of all the afternoon flights because they shut the city down that afternoon. Like when I landed in Toronto and looked at my phone and saw the news, it was like, oh, San Francisco is like shutting down tonight. Like, it's pandemic lockdown.
Yeah, that was a crazy weekend. Everyone was in a panic for sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Wow.
you know, hopefully it we can get over it soon and plan something out.
Yeah, it would be really cool to like, just have more photo meets and like not do Zoom photo shoots.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I guess
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to be able to reach out to some of these people, and they let me photograph them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and that is like kind of a nice thing of being in a bigger center. Like I've been really lucky living in Toronto that like there's a lot of creatives here, and we've been able to find ways to safely still collaborate and do things amidst
Sure.
the pandemic. So it's been nice to still be able to create things, even though we're just sort of in like this diminished thing. Um, but it's really made me realize that like, in the before time, like my community was really global. Like I didn't know a lot of people locally. Like all my like best homies live everywhere but here. Um,
Yeah.
so I've been having to like meet a lot more local people, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's nice to know people here more locally and get involved with that kind of stuff. But I still miss all my
And
homies abroad.
you had not too long ago too.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I did a Polaroid workshop, which was really odd and challenging to do, but still a lot of fun. I think
Yes.
everyone felt like
Yeah.
um, there was like good value from it. I love telling the Polaroid story because it's like
Yeah.
something I'm really passionate and excited
Sure.
about. And I've done a couple like private workshops since then too of like people that saw that I did that workshop and like felt bad that they missed out on it and wanted to like partake in it. So I did
Yeah.
one over Zoom and then one socially distant in a park in Toronto. So it's been fun telling the Polaroid story and sharing that love with folks. And then I also had a lomography photo walk the other weekend where we fucked around with those like Lomo reusable disposable cameras.
I saw their email. I think theirs is a little bit more affordable compared to like the not Ilford. It's another company that just came out with the same thing, but it's like much more expensive than the lomography ones.
It works really well. Here, just let me see if I can find it. Um, yeah, this is one of those expired films here too. Some Agfacolor 1000 from like 1988. Um, but yeah, like this was the camera they sent me here, and it worked really well. And I was actually super happy with the photos that came out of it. Like for being a plastic lens, the photo quality on it looked really good. Paul, I love Ilford XP2. XP2 is like one of my all-time favorite films, and that's actually what I'm loading into this guy next to fuck around and see what some XP2 looks like in this. Um, this one came preloaded with Metropolis, and yeah, it's got the different gels here, and the gels actually do make for some wild effects. Like, it was a cool camera. Like, I would highly recommend picking one of these up to fuck around with because, like, they're actually pretty cool. So, shout out to Lomography. Thanks for hooking me up with this camera and going on an adventure. But yeah, I want to see what the XP2 looks like in it next. Sorry, Lomography, that I'm gonna shove
I
some
have
normal film here.
this little toy camera. I just put like Leica 7 on there because like I got a Leica now. But
Nice. Yeah, definitely. You just got to do that. Um, I would definitely mess around with some XP2. XP2 is some dope film. We are coming up on the last minute here, though, and we're coming up on the last minute, though. So I just want to thank you, JP, for like coming and hanging out with me for this hour, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Like it's always great to have you guys here every week, dude. I loved it, man. It was a lot of fun. We didn't
thanks
get to
for
talk about you, rocking your mom's whip, but well, maybe next time we'll get to that one.
yeah, for sure. If you ever need like any fillers, you just like hit me up. Like, hey man, like I need like a last minute thing.
Yeah. But thank you everyone again. I love you all. I appreciate you tuning in. Pop in next week to chill with Matt and Kodak.